I got a call from a high school in Cincinnati, and it was October. And it was Red Ribbon Week. It was when all the public schools did their anti-drug pushes, and they said, can you come in, do a drawing, give a talk on right choices and living a clean life, no drugs. And I said, absolutely, sign me up. And normally when I went in to do an in-school assembly, they would break the students up into grade levels. You'd talk to a few hundred at a time. But this particular school in Cincinnati, the school had an emphasis on theater. And so they built this huge theater as part of the school for their theater program. As a matter of fact, the city of Cincinnati rented it out, and they did public shows in there as well. And so they could fit all 1,200 students in there at one time. So I was only doing one program, one speaking engagement, one drawing, and all 1,200 kids. I get in there, I'm introduced by the person that hired me from the school. I speak, I draw. When it's over, the students are leaving, and the person that hired me comes up, hands me my check, and says, have you ever done this before? It was horrible. It was a flop. Again, early on in my speaking career. And yeah, have you ever done this before? Like, is this your first rodeo? Because that didn't go very well. And she handed me the check and left, and I'm there in this big old theater on this big stage by myself, packing up my stuff. And I remember saying to myself, I'm either going to have to figure out how to do this well, how to be competent as a speaker, or I've got to go do something else. And on the plane ride home, I wrote down 4 things that I'm going to do to develop competency. This was for me. But you have your 3 things or 4 things. You have your area that you want to develop competency in, whether it's in your personal life or your professional life. We should all be developing greater competencies in this life to win more of our days, to win more of our life. Here's the 4 things I wrote for me. I said, I'm going to find a mentor. I'm going to find somebody who's out there doing this well that will work with me. And I did. His name is Ben Glenn. Number 2, I'm going to read as many books as I can about being an effective speaker. Number 3, I'm going to go to a workshop on how to be a better speaker. And I booked it on the west coast of Florida. And I went to a weekend workshop on how to be a better public speaker. Number 4, I said, I'm going to evaluate every speaking engagement I do from here on out. If the venue isn't filming it or taping it, I'm going to bring my own device and I'll tape it myself, go back home, and I'll re-listen to and watch so I can evaluate and get better. It was like the game film in athletics, and I did those 4 things. And continually working at those 4 things gave me the competency I needed to excel in that area. And my point is, you guys, we can all develop competencies in the areas that we want in life.